dollars.
Right.
Even while they had the opportunity to get dollars.
Guns for jobs.
Guns for
Now,
jobs.
we were questioning that today because the LA site that was presented, they were doing a gun buyback. And they were like, oh, we're going to give $100. And I was joking with Chris. I was like, well, somebody going to go body somebody tonight. Or they gonna body somebody right before the gun buyback. They gonna turn it in. They gonna get $200 for a gun where they just put a body on.
Yeah. See now when we sat down with the mayor's office, because we started this project in April 2015, and this is a running track record of the different individuals, different deputy mayors, the police chief, the U.S. attorneys, and we had 2 years of being able to see if we could get this project in place because we knew the importance of it. Like I said, one kid, as we were negotiating the truce down on 7th and O, in the Starbucks, the kid told the deputy police chief, Diane Grooms, said, why don't you let us turn our guns in for jobs? Told the police that. And I looked at it and I said, damn, I said, that's an interesting idea. Then within 2 weeks, the other side that they was at war with kid called me, Muhammad, called me and said, Mr. Parker, we'll turn our guns in, and I can get them from 4 different communities, but we want to turn them into you all, and in turn, you turn them into the police, but you all help to get us the things that we want.
Right.
I mean, and he structured this program.
You're the broker. You were the broker.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that the gun would come in, and the police would not be able to say where it's coming from, and the police was going to put a box into our office. And primarily, that would be a new beginning for that kid, which would also help to circumvent the possibilities of further incarceration, further death, and a new transformation for the youth.
Right.
So, to a large degree, it was a win-win situation,
Right.
On that. But as Doc stated, one of the oppositions came up as we was meeting the deputy mayor and all of them pertaining to it. And the interesting thing is that when we started the presentation, we started off with this. I don't know whether you guys have ever seen the General Electric Ugly Bird commercial.
No.
You never seen that. The General Electric Ugly Bird commercial is basically a ugly bird that's primarily walking down the street, and the concept is that they're being rejected and nobody wants them around them, and this is the spirit of a new idea. A new idea is the greatest enemy to the norm. Because basically it's a new idea, but after you take that idea and you support that idea becomes ingenious in the contents of the people.
Right.
So that's how we had to sell it, because they could not conceptualize kids bringing guns and turning them into a ex-offender organization,
right?
Which was another moving the pendulum around. So we had to push the idea and the contents of it, but we finally got the city to support it in there, and we're waiting for the resources of it coming. Where we're going to be in partnership with American University that wrote the proposal, and we'll do the data and all of the other moving parts on it. But this is truly the type of proposal. Wait, every place in this country, these kids are looking for opportunities. And you give them an opportunity for transformation with a mentor. See, the mentor is going to be able to walk them hand in glove to ensure that they don't relapse or don't go buy back another gun. Right. So you're assuring the progress of that particular situation. And it's a win-win for us as a. We're not proactive enough. We're not creative enough to create ideas that's going to circumvent the hemorrhaging of human lives as well as incarceration. We got to be far more proactive than what we have been.
Mr. Fuck, I love your energy. I swear to God, man, I love your energy. You get hype when you get to get it.
Yeah,
yo,
it is what it is, brother. You know it.
Yo,
you know it.
So tell me now, what do you? And I want to hear this from you and Roach. What has the impact of the Alliance of Concerned Men been on the D.C. community?
Brother, when we first started, 484 homicides in 1991. God blessed us with the larger community to be able, in 2012, take it to 88. And we took an initiative to the mayor, Vincent Gray, asking for him to support from 88 to 0. Because we knew if we could come from 484 to 88, truly we can get to 0. That wasn't even on the table. But they had accomplished their purpose. So they told us that they was not interested in 0. Because it was about marketing. Where once DC was considered the murder capital of USA, now one of the 10 most best places in the country to live in.
You hear me?
This is what they wanted.
Came up.
This is it.
Came up.
We worked ourselves out of a job, brother, with them.
But Tyrone, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Now that it's in the top 10 places to live, and this gets back to what Roach was saying in
White
the documentary.
latte, chocolate
But
latte.
that comes with a cost, right?
Yeah.
The cost is that now we're being dislocated.
See, now, you know what, too, Doc? And that was also one of the errors of what I won't say errors, but it's difficult for street guys to be in the street to stop the killing and to be able to dictate or to shape the people for futuristic preparations. We should have prepared them to be a part of the gentrification. We should have had programs that would prepare them so when the ships rise, all the ships rise at the same time. See, but we were so busy turning this ocean liner until we could not conceptualize the next step. But we should have prepared the people because they're ingenious and they were open. We placed them in jobs where we should have placed them in the financial management, how purchasing the houses, entrepreneurship. That should have been the segment. But it's not too late. That's the blessing of it all, brother.
I want to ask something. I think you raised a question earlier. We were talking about, I forgot what it was, but the question was, well, my answer would have been, is that besides colleges working in the community, I think they should work inside the prisons. The guy I mentioned that was there last night that did 40 years, he got a cell phone. And the phone rung, or somebody told me he didn't know how to answer the phone. He'd been in 40 years. He went in before they had pages. And he took out his handkerchief and started wiping. They said, swipe the phone. He's swiping the phone with the handkerchief, and they said it won't stop ringing. He didn't know what to do. So besides universities and colleges, and they keep talking about the churches, and young people now saying, don't church me. That means don't lie to me. Because they know most preachers got a reputation of being liars.
Selling hope.
So they saying, don't church me. So if the colleges, Maryland, Howard University, all of them, besides working in the community, adopt a neighborhood, adopt a high school, adopt a community, do the same thing to adopt a prison. You know what I mean? These men and women coming out, if the college have a transition house for Maryland, the Maryland University, there's a situation in Maryland called the Unger decision. I don't know if you're familiar with it. 301 persons was released in the last 2 years from Maryland State Prison System who were all sentenced over 35 years ago, and they got the faulty jury instructions called the Unger decision. As a result of that, the appeals court in Maryland ruled that these people need to be let out. So they let out 300 men and one woman after 35 years. My wife and I went over to see him, and it's like walking into a house and you see like 15 raccoons, the big eyes looking, and they've been gone 35 years. And then this house trying to adapt, trying to adjust. So providing around-the-clock services to these men and women, and knowing that they tied into a university or to a college. And you make those resources from that university available to these men and women, in addition to what the city is doing. When you make that kind of investment pays dividends for years.
Right.
Down the pike. So besides investing in the community, think about working with men and women coming out of the institutions, man.
Go ahead and build on that and tell me what you think the impact of the Alliance of Concerned Men was on the city.
Well, I've been knowing Tyrone. We met in prison in the 70s.
In Lawton.
In Lawton. And we was both trying to get out and kind of come up with programs, and everybody was down there trying to figure out something, because we got something down there. It was the beginning of the prison rights movement. We didn't know that then. It gave birth to the prison rights movement. We had a warden who allowed us to come out of prison on furlough.
Jim Boone. I ain't gonna forget
John
that name.
Boone.
John
John
Boone.
Boone.
And
John
you
Boone.
think that's
John
something?
Boone.
Sound like a drink.
Yeah, he was so effective. One year, he promised 500 guys he could let us out on Christmas Day for 10 hours. And the Attorney General of the United States, Saxby, and the Mayor of Washington, D.C., Mayor Walter Washington, said, no, don't let no more of them guys out of prison. And Mr. Boone said, I gave my word. And I want to keep my word. So we talked in the hall, in the chapel. There's 500 guys waiting for him. Everybody saw it on TV and made the news that nobody's coming out of prison on furlough today because the Attorney General of the United States said, close the gates. And the mayor said, I second that. And Mr. Boone said, damn both of y'all.
Open the gates.
So I said, Mr. Boone, you my man. I said, Jack, and I ain't no rat and I ain't telling. But you got some niggas in there, I won't let go to the bathroom. I mean, I know they ain't coming back. He let out 500 guys on Christmas Day. And would you believe 498 returned
Wow.
on time. One guy came like 2-3 hours late and he was drunk. He said, but I'm back. And the other guy got shot. He in the hospital. They sent the guards up there to see if he was really shot. They took him out of the hospital center, brought him back to Lawton.